Okay. We are live. I'm not bothering with the starting screen because we already did use the starting screen.
That was the pre-show.
I'm just going around the different promo places and posting the new link.
Okay.
My computer isn't dying. My computer isn't giving death screams, so that's good.
Okay, that's good.
There. But, alright, now we just gotta wait and see if chat can hear us. Hey! Alright, Gaming Nerd's back. Hello, Patty Murphy.
Alright, cool. So, I would say just lower the music down just a tad, and we're all set to go.
That good? I can hear us in the background, like you listening to the stream.
Oh, you know what? That happened last time too. Let me just see.
Yeah, just like mute the stream so that you can see where we are. Yeah, Gaming Nerd, like that might have been the case. Thank you! I made them myself. They're mostly just hodgepodge of BB sprites, but I did modify them a bit. Let's go with 65.
Are you still hearing the echo?
No, I'm not hearing the echo anymore.
Okay.
If the music is too loud, guys, let us know.
Are you still hearing the echo?
Alright. Yeah, we do have some new ones. So the two new ones we have are Espimon Errant Mode and Blitzgraymon Error. I'll just call it Error. And yes, NASA has been alerted for the brain launches. So since the previous stream, as you saw, in our previous attempt for today's live stream, things decided to explode in our faces. Might be due to a Megentramon, might be due to a Lucemon fall down mode, we don't know. But we're going to give a little bit of time for people to get back so that people who were interested in the stream before don't end up missing out on it now.
I'm scared.
The fuck do you mean it's not receiving enough video?
Aww.
What are we doing wrong here, huh? Tell me, what is it, my computer, that is different from the last times we've streamed?
It's lazier, I guess? I don't know.
Like, that's the only thing it can be!
are we back? We still have problems.
Yeah, still having problems.
Oh man. The powers that be do not want this information getting out.
Yeah. No, Half Draggy, it is neither a Mega Launcher nor a Grease Blizzard, though Kamen Rider is definitely welcome here, and there will be, as soon as the BE drops and I actually have them, there will be plenty of Kamen Rider Digimon streams. Especially because both hosts are Kamen Rider fans.
Boy!
Speaking of which, I still need to finish Build.
Oh my god, you gotta finish Build? You haven't finished Build? Dude?
I have not finished Build.
I mean, I can't really talk any shit. I have not seen, any Revice. And it's literally fucking done.
Yeah, I got close to finishing Revice, and then I fell off for a bit, and then Geats happened. And I haven't even started that yet.
I want to just start Geats, honestly. It looks really good.
Geats does look really good.
Geats just...
Doru Goramon killed Omegamon? I did not know that. Alright, it looks like we're getting close enough, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna be satisfied with close enough.
That's usually what I strive for.
Yeah. Alright, so, welcome everyone to episode 7 of Monspiracy. Just as scuffed as always, because that's the one thing you can count on here. Today, on the subject of scuffed, we're going to be discussing the most scuffed thing in Digimon anime history, Adventure 2020.
Yay.
Alright, Adventure dissing aside, there were some good things about the show, particularly when you remove them from the context of the show itself. Not that there was any context to that show.
You know, I feel bad.
I feel bad for the people who worked on it. Like, the animation was so good.
Yeah, they put their whole, like, ass in some of the episodes. It's pretty crazy.
And yet, Frontier had better story.
I think my biggest issue with 2020 in general is the fact that, like, I feel like they focused too much on the fact that, like, they thought most of the audience was going to know all these characters, so they just didn't feel like the need to, like, flesh anyone out, and it was, like, really disappointing.
You're right. That's absolutely... Okay, no, you know what it was? Adventure 2020 suffered from the Transformers Prime and Robots in Disguise effect.
Oh, where they're like, you know these people, you know we don't need to explain anything to you.
Not that, it's that you have a show that essentially is very heavily tied to a previous one, but because of that, they can't decide whether or not it's meant to be an actual connection to that show or its own thing because of a shift in target audience. Like, Adventure 2020... The best part of Adventure 2020 is when Goblin got crucified.
Yeah, that's around the time I stopped watching.
I didn't even get that far.
It was...
Yeah, the Robot in Disguise effect is, if you've ever seen Transformers Prime, it's the sequel to the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron games, so it's gonna be a bit darker.
Oh, is it? I didn't know it was like an actual sequel.
It's like semi-canonical sequel. There's like, I'm not gonna get into Transformers lore. This is a Digimon lore podcast.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later, but the important thing is essentially that RID was meant as a follow-up to Prime, and it was very inconsistent with both the character writing and the tone and the lore itself, Transformers Prime is freaking amazing. But RID couldn't really decide on its target audience, and as such, couldn't really maintain itself properly as a sequel.
So they just end up dropping the whole sequel thing later on, or?
No, they tried to hold on to that. But unfortunately, things did not go as planned, really.
It's just so funny to me because, like, my first Transformers show was OG RID. So every time I hear RID, I'm just like, oh yeah, I love that show. And I forget,
I just need to say, the dub of RID did that show so dirty.
I'm pretty sure it did.
No, like, in RID in the West was a reboot of Transformers. It was the first Transformers reboot. Do you know what it was in Japan?
Wasn't it like a continuation of Beast Wars 2?
It was G1 Season 12.
Jesus Christ!
Because Japan got all their exclusive G1 stuff, then they brought over classic Beast Wars, then they made their own Beast Wars, and then the follow-up to their own Beast Wars was Car Robots, which is RID's Japanese name, in which all of the characters from there are from the Beast era transported back in time to G1 era.
What? That's insane. That's literally not even the same story at all.
Yeah! But anyway, we're getting off topic.
We are.
So,
until they make an eventual possible Vital Breeze Transformers crossover. We're going to talk about Digimon.
You know what, Gaming Nerd, you bring up an excellent point. Zen, what is your opinion on Arachnid from Prime?
What, Black Arachnid?
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up.
Hey, Digitomically this year. Let's just do a quick hello to everyone who's here. Hello, Half Draggy. Hello, Gaming Nerd. Hello, Patty. Hello, Tract. Hello, Digitomically. Hello, Cypher. Alright, let's actually get to the topic at hand. So, Adventure 2020 was not the most well-received anime, as we've been talking about, but it did give us some good stuff. In particular, Adventure 2020 added to an existing idea called mode changes. A mode change is when a Digimon changes their outward appearance and abilities without technically undergoing evolution. And it's usually presented as a near impossible miracle, or at least a rare feat. We do not yet have confirmation as to whether or not the weapon forms of Legend Arms count as mode changes, as that has not been stated. Hello, DigiShell! Thank you for the lurk! Sorry that you couldn't... Yeah. It did give us Raremon too. That's a good point, Cypher. But... And
dual sword and dual gun Omnimon, which is fucking dope.
Which kind of comes back to mode changes, though those never actually got named. So, prior to Adventure 2020, mode changes were something that were usually reserved for Mega Level and Levelless Digimon. So, like, everyone knows Imperial Dramon has Fighter Mode, Paladin Mode, and Dragon Mode. Then there's Duftmon with Leopard Mode. And, Half Dragon. Interesting thing about that, the idea of Goop giving Digimon new powers is actually very similar to the concept of Black Digitron, which, while it wouldn't actually change the Digimon's physical form, would recolor it and change their statistics.
Oh, you're right. Crucifix Gabumon.
Yeah, Crucifix Gabumon, the most important mode change of all.
He comes back every week or days.
But yeah, what we do know is it was the debut of Metal Greymon Alteros mode and WereGaruru Sagittarius mode, which were added to the perfect level. And as an example of mode changes that existed at a null level, if you've ever heard of Digimon, which was a cyborg Digimon from Cross Wars that looked like an alligator, but it was also like an aircraft carrier kinda. And it had a mode change where the missiles on its back would change their position, and it would shift to using the treads on its legs as movement in order to serve as a kind of mobile battle platform. Not unlike a Beast Wars character.
Yeah.
But there is a particular thing about these two Digimon. Yeah, Digimon float mode. I'm not sure about Grandis Kuwagamon and Alphamon or Ryuken. They're weird states. Another weird state is, I guess, we're gonna get to those. Alphamon, or we're gonna get to a Ryumon at least. But the designs of these two Digimon was reflective of a different type of variant, the X-Antibody. So, the X-Antibody. You've all heard of it. A lot of people don't really understand it. To give a short rundown, because eventually we will do a proper episode on the X-Antibody, basically, Iggy was running out of space, so comes up with a plan called Project Arc to, yes, Paladin mode is a mode change, comes up with a plan called Project Arc, which is essentially Thanos snap at least half the Digimon. So Grandis Kuwagamon is one of two Digimon I'm aware of, which are a bit weird when it comes to the X-Antibody. The other being, Gigaseatramon. That is what it's called, Gigaseatramon?
I think it is Giga, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, those two are the only X-Antibody variants we know of that are not specifically referred to as Digimon X-Antibody. At least that I'm aware of. There might be more.
I think there are. I think there's, Ryudamon, Dorumon.
Well, no, those are natural carriers. They don't have a non-X-Antibody variant. Grandis Kuwagamon is the X-Antibody version of Grand Kuwagamon, and Gigaseatramon is the X-Antibody version of Metal Seatramon. They don't have a normal X form.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Though, on the subject of Grandis Kuwagamon, its transformation is such a similar thing. Ultimate Brachiomon's a natural carrier. Or is it? That's a good point. We don't know because there's not a non-X-Antibody Brachiomon Mega.
Yeah, cause I was gonna say that too. Like I was gonna say, like, I think Ultimate Brachiomon also counts, but like I don't know, cause like
there's so much. There's so much. But anyway, long story short, the X program is the means by which Iggy Thanos snaps Digimon. Some Digimon incorporate the X program into themselves and convert it into antibodies to protect them against the X-Virus. Thus we end up in a situation where anyway, sorry, got distracted for a second. Anyway, so Iggy, you know what, you're right, Canonjamon does kind of work for that. Yeah. But anyway, integration of the X program and creation of X-Antibodies meant that they could resist the X program. There are technically two strains of the X-Antibody. The first is X-Antibodies that are produced by integrating the X program. They do not directly maintain themselves, and will be used up by fighting off the program. In addition to that, only strong Digimon can undergo the strain of actually producing and converting them. So, Digimon would actively hunt carriers for their antibodies if they couldn't produce them themselves. As such, But I was getting paid by other streamers. I can't watch streams while I'm streaming. Basically, the first strain of X-Antibodies were not, I guess, like, they weren't persistent. As such, Digimon would hunt each other for their X-Antibodies. However, natural carriers did not experience that issue. The second strain was created from both the residual X-Antibody data carried to the dark area prior to an egg's reversion, which would be essentially incorporated into its next once it hatched again, and additionally from natural carriers. It could be acquired by absorbing antibodies from a natural carrier, or it could be administered as a quote-unquote serum. Whether or not Tokomon is secretly a murderer is not confirmed, but look at his smile and tell me he isn't. However, what's particularly of note, high X-antibody concentration can result in X-evolution, which is the process of going from a normal Digimon to its X-antibody variant. And here's where things get interesting. Ooh. Digitize of Soul, I presume, is the name of that card.
I assume so, but like, what the hell is that thing in the background? It kind of looks like a mixture of WereGaruru and Dexmon.
Don't you know what the canonical explanation as to what Digitize of Soul is?
No.
Alphamon is just better Gankumon. It can summon monsters from another dimension.
Oh.
That is the monster from the other dimension summoned by Digitize of Soul.
What the fuck?
I mean, look, he's using the Triforce and everything.
Yeah, like, isn't that the Digital Hazard logo?
No, the Digital Hazard has the triangles pointed inward.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, right, so X-evolution is particularly interesting because it draws out the latent data within a Digimon's Digicore. For example, Agumon is a reptile-type Digimon. However, its X-antibody form draws out the latent dinosaur data, which is something that it normally has, but it makes it look more like Greymon, which is an iconic dinosaur Digimon. It also primes it to evolve into a Greymon variant because it's already more similar to that in terms of data structure. Now, moving over to natural carriers. Natural carriers are Digimon that just naturally carry an X-antibody. They just have it. What's particularly of note is that some natural carriers possess something I believe we've talked about before, the Digicore interface. So, the Digicore interface, for those unfamiliar, are an old system which would allow the user to directly alter the bearer's Digicore. It was abandoned due to the inherent risk in that, because the Digicore is the base. The Digimon, you mess something up there, Digimon goes poof. But species developed with it still possess them, as do Digimon associated with those species. And then they will also sometimes appear for no discernible reason and drive me deeper into this kernel-forsaken Wonderswan land.
Now, real quick, did you make a slideshow for this?
I did not.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, no, that's why I have things oriented a bit differently than normal. But
I just want to make sure.
Unlock my phone screen.
I just want to make sure because I was like, okay, wait.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I currently just have YouTube comments over there because I can't make I cannot make the VB lab take up that entire screen.
Yeah.
Gone are the days of visual aids because they take too much time to make. But yeah, so, what's interesting though, and I'm glad Half Draggy has already brought up WereGaruru, and someone brought up Uryumon earlier. I'd have to scroll way in the chat to remember who though, so I apologize. But if a Digimon possesses both the X-Antibody and Digicore interface, it can occasionally undergo an evolution, resulting in a quote-unquote imaginary form referred to as the Daydream of a Digicore, which we will refer to as Daydream Digivolution. Daydream Digivolution is described as being a form that even the Digicore's own creativity released through the interface on its brow and evolved. So, essentially, the X-Antibody draws out latent Digicore data. The interface allows direct modification and interaction with Digicore data. The combination of the two is capable of producing an evolution that should not exist. A kind of form change that should not exist by the standards of normal evolution is very similar to a mode change. Also, just to comment on this, Ragnalordmon's unique origin and nature may also be a form of Daydream Digivolution, as it does not follow the normal rules of either fusion or joggers.
Is the term Daydream, is that like one you made up, or is that like an actual term?
I made that up.
Okay.
I needed a way to refer to it in shorthand other than Daydream of a Digicore.
Because I tell you what, I can never tell sometimes.
If I ever say we'll refer to blank as blank, that is usually a sign that I made up the word.
Gotcha.
And I made up that word purely to not have to type everything out each individual time while writing the script.
Fair enough.
Here's where things get interesting now. So, we're going to talk about prototype Digimon. The two Digimon who are known to occur from Daydream Digivolution, WereGaruru and Uryumon, are both tied to the prototype Digimon Dorumon and Ryudomon respectively. All are natural carriers of the X-Antibody and bear the Digicore interface. There are many other prototype Digimon, most of which are tied to the early hacker era and early research era. Not exactly Half Draggy. The two Digimon aren't necessarily the same, but they're kind of entities that should not exist. Not in the same way that like the Digital Hazard is, but I'd say like something like akin to Chaosmon but stronger, where like the world is constantly trying to erase Chaosmon. These are strong enough to just continue existing without the world being able to destroy them all, out of an error. But there are many other prototype Digimon, most of which being tied to the early hacker and early research era, such as Snymon, which debuted on the WonderSwan.
Still fucked up about that.
Saturn,
Still not over that.
I said the wrong word. Yeah, we're back. We're back with Saturn. So, here's where things get interesting. The interface-bearing Digimon are canonically known to be some of the earliest types existing before Digimon were discovered. And yes, Doru stands for Digital or Unknown Monster. Or Digimon or Unknown Monster. I'd imagine it's digital.
Oh wait, Doru stands for something?
Yeah, that's why it's always capitalized.
What? I didn't know it was a fucking acronym.
Yeah, it's just like Jessmon.
Okay, let's go back a second. What does Doru stand for?
Digital or Unknown Monster. Dorumon.
What the fuck? So it's D or U Mon.
Yep.
What the fuck? And then just what is it?
Justice Edge Sword.
Oh my god. Is there any other ones?
Not that I can think of, but I'll let you know.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know why you're surprised. Literally every Digimon's name is a shorthand. Whether or not Dorumon is a 404, we do not know. But here's where everything's gonna start tying back together. It's time to return to our first topic we ever covered, the Vital System.
Alright.
So, the Vital System is a taming software which uses biometric data as the basis for maintaining a partner's needs, as opposed to the classic growth increase program data, meat, and muscle increase program data, pills, and training games of past systems. This is likely done by sending that data to their digicores directly, as we never see them perform a behavior that resembles eating this data, but we can see them visibly grow weaker without the constant data stream and respond to fluctuations in it, such as, you are anxious, that means you have an increased heart rate. That heart rate is reflected in the measurement of the biometric data, and so the Digimon will start visibly training or running as if prepping like a flight or fight response. We've theorized before that this was done to establish a stronger bond between partners, but that goal may be more complex than we initially thought. Given the unique nature of the Vital System and its numerous iterations of the VB that have been made based on user feedback and for non-Digimon series, perhaps its true goal was the creation of a taming system that produced a more direct and unique partner bond. To reiterate, a mode change is an abnormal event that, in some cases, results in a similar phenomenon to X-Evolution. Daydream Digivolution, which we've established, X-Evolution, drawing out latent data in the digicore. Daydream Digivolution occurs when the X-Antibody and interface draw out the latent data in the most potent way to produce an imaginary form. The Vital System is a unique taming system. Hold on, I'm just unlocking my phone again. The Vital System is a unique taming system that replaces the standard method with sending biometric data directly to the digicore. Ergo, therefore, the Vital System's true purpose is to establish for each user at least one unique Daydream Digivolution for each user by using its unique taming system to bypass the need for both the interface and X-Antibody and produce a Daydream Digivolution based on that user's biometric data.
Sirius Mon is most likely a Daydream evolution.
Absolutely. We've seen it. The Vital Bracelet doesn't care about the specific... Like, the Digivice V can hook up to any Digimon, as long as a bond is established. It is about providing the Digimon with unique biometric data from a specific human in order to create what is essentially a hyper-specific, unique partner data code to produce a individual Daydream evolution for each person. It is the creation of a persona.
Oh my god.
You didn't expect to come back to that this quickly, did you?
I did not.
But yeah, that is the end of the script. So, on a scale of 1 to Pluto, where is your brain at?
It's definitely up there. Because we were talking about this when we were setting up, but to mention it now live while people are listening, we kind of called this because way back we were like, oh, you know, Bandai's Bandai. We still don't have canon Mega Evolutions. They're probably going to make new Dim cards and a new Vital Brace to go with the new Dim cards to get us to pay for that. And there'll be some dumb thing in the show why they need a new one or whatever. But the thing is, like, at the end of the day, it just seems like the connection between the two of them are, like, important. And, like, I cut this out of my most recent video about the bee with all the bee news and stuff. I had this whole fucking drawn out segment that was like way too goddamn long that needs to be its own video about trying to guess like what the Mega Evolutions were gonna be for Ghost Game. And I had mentioned that like Gamamon was introduced to Hero as Hero's younger brother. Like they didn't say, hey, here's your partner Digimon, here's your friend, here's your pet, whatever. No, they said this is your brother. Treat him as if he's your brother. This is not even treat him, this is your brother, period. And it reminded me of Mega Man Battle Network. And like spoilers for Battle Network, but in the series, you find out, and like, I don't know, I think it's either the first game or the second game, you find out that Mega Man isn't just a computer program. He is quite literally Lan's brother digitized into like a digital being. And in order for Mega Man to reach his highest point, him and Lan need to kind of like synchronize themselves together. And I feel like that might be what's gonna happen in Ghost Game.
Come on, Biomerge.
I don't know if it's gonna be full Biomerge, but I feel like it at least with Hero and Gamamon, I feel like it's possible.
Yeah.
Because like again, like they might go in like this Battle Network like kind of realm of thinking where it's just like maybe Gamamon like quite literally like is like Hero's brother or something. Like maybe like Hero's brother, he had a brother and the brother died with like the mom, and that's
Hero's
why.
Mom is alive.
Oh, is she? I thought she was dead.
No, the entire
I think
plot of
she was
the
fucking
Kenimon episode was that she was friends with his mom, even though because she was impersonating his mom's friend. And his mom is overseas working.
Oh, I thought
that's how he can afford to like go to a private school with a dormitory.
I thought his mom was dead. Oh shit. Well, either way, he could have had a brother that died at some point, and then they like, you know, tried to recreate him in some way, and that's why his dad's in the digital world because he's trying to figure out like how that works. Because in the digital world, I mean, we've heard it a few times now, but like they kind of harp a lot on the fact that like Digimon can like come back in some way. They always return to Digitama.
Humans don't return to Digitama.
Yeah, we've had a couple episodes that really hammer that home, so it seems like there's a possibility that like maybe they might go that route where like Gamamon is actually like Hero's brother that's like been reborn to a Digimon.
Alright, and as another, to tie that back to what we've been talking about, if a Digimon is incorporating your biometric data, we've talked about the idea of our vital bracelets being, what's the word I'm looking for? Like parasites, kinda?
Yeah.
If they're integrating our biometric data, that could technically be seen as far as a virtual world if a person were to be uploaded. A Digimon that was created, a Digimon that had incorporated their biometric data, which presumably in part is a factor in what was uploaded, could technically be seen as a sibling.
Wait, could you what?
Think about it. Let's say Hero were to end up completely digitized, right?
Yes.
Even if Gamamon is not his brother, this entire time Gamamon has been gaining data, biometric data, from his Digibase feed.
Yes.
Gamamon's status as his brother might be because if put on through a biometric lens, they share data.
Yes. Okay. You know, that's actually interesting because maybe, and this is like, again, we've talked about this before. Hiro's dad's probably most likely is evil. Like, he's probably or some kind of antagonist. Now, Hiro's dad created the Digivice V. What if, because like we're getting you know, obviously a mega evolution for Gamamon. We're also getting an ultimate evolution for Gulus Gamamon. Gulus Gamamon seems to operate on a completely different level than Gamamon does. Like, they seem to be like two different people sharing the same body, right? Imagine, what if Hiro's dad already has the double V, or had the Vital Brace first and like synced with Gamamon, and that's where Gulus Gamamon comes from?
And then the passing on to a different tamer is why Gamamon exists as a separate Digimon?
Yes.
Oh, Cypher, the connection between the 2020 mode changes and the X-Antibody is that those two Digimon, those forms are based on the X-Antibody forms of WereGaruru and Metal Greymon virus, respectively.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really know.
I apologize if I forgot to mention that.
Also, Gaming Nerd actually brings up a perfect point, and I made this point in the cut segment. Maybe I'll just release that as a full fucking ramble video and make this like a challenge.
Yeah.
Yes. Jellymon-sama is Kyoshiro's perfect girlfriend. Like, that's what I think it's going. That's what I think it's going with. Like, I think personally, because like Kyoshiro's a huge like otaku, I feel like Jellymon's final evolution is gonna be like a magical girl, or like an idol.
Okay. Now that you've said that, I have to make the joke.
What?
That there's going to be a Ghost Game spin-off manga starring Kyoshiro called "Please Don't Bully Me, Jellymon-sama."
Jellymon-sama. I love it. I'm really happy. I mean, it took way too fucking long, but I'm really happy that they're actually like kind of giving her some like character development.
Yeah.
Because like she has been directly responsible for some pretty heinous shit throughout the series so far, and just hasn't really learned from it. I feel like this last time it happened with the Rust episode, like I think they're done, and I hope that is the case.
I sincerely hope that is the case. I can never forget the fact that Jellymon's introduction was as a freaking crypto bro.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Although I do appreciate Digimon taking a stance on that matter and saying that if you're a crypto bro, a giant dragon spirit is going to come and destroy you.
It's gonna literally fucking blow you up. It's gonna nuke you
are going
out of
to
existence
get nuked by the dragon of money regulation.
I really hope Jellymon's Mega becomes a giant mecha mermaid idol waifumon. Best of all worlds. That would be great. That would be great.
Let her be something out of Macross.
That would be honestly sick. Like, I really think her final evolution is going to be very manga/anime inspired. Because, like...
Okay. You've seen Gurren Lagann, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the alternate ending from the movie?
No.
You don't know about Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann?
Isn't that, like, the super huge one that's, like, throwing galaxies at people?
No. That's the even more super huge one that's larger than the known universe, and they're just a giant flaming spirit of Kamina with a separate flaming cape and
what
glasses.
The fuck?
And the glasses are made from the glasses of Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, which also just forms its face.
Okay.
But anyway, in order to reach that form, the anti-spiral tears Tengen Toppager and Logon apart, literally, and then the individual pieces of Tengen Toppager and Logon, because that was formed by each member of Daiguren getting their own Logon. The individual pieces then become Tengen Toppa versions of their standard mecha.
Wow.
So there's a Tengen Toppa Daiguren, there's a Tengen Toppa Logon, there's Tengen Toppa Logon, there's Tengen Toppa versions of like the standard Daiguren crew, except for King Kithon for obvious reasons. Speaking of obvious reasons, everyone else survived in this version.
I didn't know there was an alternate like movie.
Yeah, it's like, the Gurren Lagann movies are kind of clip shows, but they also introduced some new scenes.
Oh, they pull Evangelion.
Kinda. They're not direct. They're just clip show retellings, but it's not bad. Cause like, it's just streamlining the story, basically.
Yeah.
And, they add some awesome shit. Like, they change when Simon's speech happens in the first one to the same day as the Team Daiguren special Giga Drill Break. And so that means that he's got freaking rainbow floodlights behind him during the speech. It's glorious.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And then like just look up movie version Team Daiguren versus the Anti-Spiral. It's fucking beautiful.
I've been meaning to do like a Gynax/Trigger like marathon.
It needs to happen.
Yeah.
I'm caught up on almost everything. I haven't seen Cyberpunk yet. And I refuse to finish Darling in the Franxx. A1 Pictures ruined it. That's what I'm blaming it on.
Sure. I think the story was triggered, but
listen,
I mean A1 Pictures.
Listen, it started out with sexy mecha, and it ended with giant space waifu. That's normal Trigger shit.
Yeah.
The drama in between that turned me off of the show in the first place is not normal Trigger shit.
That's true.
I read the manga adaptation, which doesn't involve that drama, and it was fire. Therefore, A1 Pictures is the reason I can't finish Darling in the Franxx.
See, you have the most level-headed take on that, because for some reason, super huge Trigger fans are somehow upset about that ending, when it's like, it's just normal Trigger.
This is standard Trigger!
Did you forget whose name is on the fucking cover? Like, what's going on here?
Did you not watch the origin story of Trigger's motherfucking mascot? Space Patrol Luluco starts out as a fucking slice of life and ends up becoming the most convoluted story in the history of their fucking studio.
In space! Even like, you know, like, Gridman. It's the same shit. And he's in space. And he's in space. Everyone loved Gridman. The fuck? Also, this is everyone's like fucking weekly reminder. You need to watch Dynazenon if you watch Gridman.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Gridman and Dynazenon, I have an expensive hobby I need to let you all know about how badly you need to get into. I recently found out that the reason for Diaclone being such a fucking expensive set of figures is because it was designed to be the sci-fi mecha super robot equivalent of model trains.
Oh.
That's why there's barely any actual like story behind it. It's meant to have that kind of like you create your own narrative for it kind of thing.
Huh.
And going back to the canonical lore behind it, the designer behind the entirety of the Diaclone reboot line is none other than the man who originally designed the classic version of God Zenon from Gridman, the original Tokusatsu.
Oh.
The original Gridman Tokusatsu, which was sponsored by none other than Takara, which is the reason that God Zenon's head looks like Optimus Prime.
I just always thought that was just a weird coincidence. I had no idea. That's awesome.
And to top it off, I may have mentioned this before, but the Gridman crossover with Diaclone very heavily implies that the basis for Diaclone's mecha piloting system, which involves in most cases the use of an AI that they call Big AI, which analyzes the brainwaves of the pilot and creates essentially a buddy and control system in order to help them control the robot, is actually based on the way Gridman syncs up with his host.
Huh.
Which means, technically, if you so choose, it is Diaclone canon that it is set in the Gridman universe. Because quite literally, the Diaclone prequel story is canonically the prequel to SSSS Gridman.
Wasn't there like ads for like Diaclone and like Dynazenon?
Yes, I believe I'm the one who told you about that. There is a movie poster, which is literally just straight up Diaclone promo art.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Going back to Digimon, Cypher, have you never seen Grace Novamon? It's literally Tengen Topika and Lockon.
Oh yeah, you're right. Grace Novamon literally is. He's like the size of an actual like.
It's literally size of a galaxy, composed entirely of energy, made up of the fusion of one or more mecha-themed Digimon, made up of the fusion of one or more mecha-themed Digimon. They're the exact same thing. Which is why the next Digimon story game, which includes all of the Olympus 12, Super Tengen Toppa Grace Novamon.
I was gonna say we're gonna get like an even bigger Grace Novamon.
Yes. Listen, it's not about the drill motif. It's about what the drill motif represents. The infinite power of evolution. And that's precisely what Grace Novamon is. And besides, Gurren Lagann is just Getter Robo but with drills. And a slightly happier ending, depending on who you ask. And Getter Robo and the rights to Getter Robo are currently owned by Bandai and Toei, which means we can totally have a Getter Dim.
I really can't wait for them to announce like more stuff for the B. Like I hope they pull out some really just random dumb stuff. Like I really want them to go whole hog on this.
I want every single anime that Bandai has the video game rights to be its own memory.
Like it'd be fucking great is what? If we really get that Winnie the Pooh dude, like Vital Braced him.
Nah. That's a Chinese exclusive.
Oh my god.
That might be deep enough into the live stream that we don't need to worry about it, but if I do manage to anger some people, they've earned it. Don't worry, this is the only time I'll ever talk about that kind of subject on stream. Unless we start talking about that specific situation again, in which I will hold my position.
Yeah, I definitely I just can't wait. I can't wait till November. November is too long.
Who's Parallax Mega?
Oh my god. I really want, like... I just can't wait to see how they're going to incorporate this into the show. Like, I don't know if they're going to do the classic, like, only the hero gets it, or, like, is everyone going to get the upgrade? If everyone gets the upgrade, what's going to happen to the original Vital Braces, you know? Because, like, I mean, there's been really no leaks on, like, Ghost Game as far as, like, its plot. Surprisingly, I feel like at this point, like, we would have probably known a lot. So, like, my thing is we have two Digimon that just got introduced. We have Ryudomon and we have SBmon. They both have DIMs. Similar to how they released DIMs for the other trio. We have, like, let's just say that everyone is going to get a Digivice Dual V. But, like, nothing really happens to their old braces. Are we gonna get, like, a full team of Digidestined, essentially? Like, are they gonna pass their braces to someone else so that someone can have SBmon and Ryudomon as their Digimon? Are they gonna add, like, a third character? You know what I mean? Like,
I have heard, by looking at Lost in Translation on thumbnails, because I'm not caught up on Ghost Game, but don't worry, I don't care about spoilers. That hero ends up getting a second partner somehow, like, to a degree.
oh,
And I presume that is either Espio or Ryuda. Yes! Give each person two partners and have them each get a Nokia moment.
oh my god, yeah. Also,
Cypher, that is too much power. You can't have all three tamers in a series double fisting.
oh my god, imagine. Now I hope they do that. That'd be hilarious.
Okay, hilariously enough, Half Draggy, there are multiple stories of people's Digivice Vs breaking just as the Vital Hero came out.
No, someone just, like,
was
literally
just
this
about
morning.
it, right?
No, not just Air. Someone in my Discord literally was like, "Oh, my buttons just borked on me too." Like,
Planned obsolescence for the integration of a better system. I'm not sure how to feel about the idea of Bandai using planned obsolescence.
It's really weird. I mean, I'm happy that mine are still working, but I'm definitely gonna start. I mean, it's the bands are just totally stanky now, so I'm gonna switch over to the Vital Hero while I wait for the V to come out.
I cannot wait for the BB to come out. But something I noticed is that I'm probably going to end up getting a second BB just so that I can use the second bracelet. Then who's Ruli's second partner, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, really, like, are they gonna introduce a third character? Like, I feel like they might.
I feel like they should.
They definitely should. Also, can we just talk about how Siriusmon looks like both Greymon?
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. Like, I'm super hyped. Like, Blitzgreymon's my favorite, like, variant of... Oh, I don't know. It's definitely up there. It's definitely, like, top 3 favorite variants of Greymon, so, like...
Blitzgreymon is best Greymon, in my opinion, at least for Mega level.
He's, like, a really... Like, it's either him... I really like Victory Greymon, too.
Oh, yeah, they aren't removing Jog Rest. We just got confused about that.
Oh, yeah, they're not, which is, like, weird. Like, they said that they wouldn't have it, and now they're like, oh, no, yeah, it's gonna work with,
That screams of either,
backpedaling?
That screams of either backpedaling, or there being a kind of, like... I feel like Team A has been split in two. Between the people who get to keep working on the Digimon side of the DE and then the people who got reassigned to just work on the EE.
Yeah.
Or maybe they, like, added to Team A in order to work on that. Or maybe Team B's dealing with the regular DE stuff, whereas Team A is doing the Digimon stuff. I don't know the specifics, but what I do know is that Team A is absolutely just continuing their trend of having their finger to the fucking pulse of the fan base and giving us exactly what we asked for.
True, yeah, because I think a lot of people were complaining about that. The one thing I'm hoping they backpedal on too is the versus dim. Like, it'd be cool if we can like get that to work again. I know the idea is that the battle app is how we're gonna be battling people, but I just still like the idea.
I personally am totally fine with losing the versus dim because the battle app is going to be a better way to do it anyway.
True. Just a little sad, you know.
The loss of the analog side is kind of sad, and it does mean that there will have to be some kind of fan system in the works.
You said it.
In order to counteract the eventual loss of that, because there's no way it'll last forever.
Yeah.
Oh, Gaming Nerd's right. She has a good bond with Erdramon.
Oh, duh.
There we go. We've got our 3.
So who's Ryudomon gonna? Oh, Ryudomon's gonna go to. I forget I even said anything. Obviously, Ryudomon's going to Kyoshi because he's a fucking weeb. I just love the fact that they're like, yeah, like I had a full ride scholarship in America.
Final form is gonna be some kind of like weeb ass, like some sort of like super weeb ass, magical girl, samurai mecha.
Absolutely, like that's why it just glorious. Especially like, you know, they in the new Gamamon Dim, they have Samudramon's or Gaiomon's.
Just call it Samudramon, it's easier to say.
They have Samudramon's new like form that debuted in the mobile game. And in the most recent episode, this is not really a big spoiler thing, but it seems like Ryudomon's been hanging out a lot with Kyoshiro. So, yeah. Just a thought.
What I'm wondering about, though, is we haven't seen what they're going to do with Espamon for the new stuff. Presuming Espamon is Hero's second partner.
I think that's what they're going with, especially after. I was
wondering what they're gonna do with that though, because here's what I'm thinking. Espamon doesn't actually have a perfect, let alone a mega.
No, yeah. What are you implying?
Like, no, not Gaomon pre-evolution. It's alternate. It's like a mode change upgrade form from Rearise.
Yeah, I think I forgot. It's called like Samudramon like Rage form or some shit like that.
Yeah.
He's an angry boy.
It looks even more X-Antibody than the standard version.
It's honestly it's great. It's
glorious. I love it.
I wonder if Ozma also did that. I'm assuming because he's done every X evolution. I don't think he's
has to have done it. No one else can pull off that dream.
Yeah. Because
Espamon with Rapidmon Blue and Arcomon Blue.
Oh my god. Well, you know, at least Espamon's champion form does.
Hold on, Cypher. How the hell did you already know that my Espamon is supposed to be the reincarnation of Shivamon / Terriermon? I didn't even say that yet.
Yeah, Gaomon Ito mode is he's going to be on the Gamamon BEM memory thing.
They're still called DIMs. They're called BE DIMs.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing they kind of like that. That's something I've noticed with like to go back to what we were saying about Team A, Team B. One thing that I've been noticing as far as the kind of announcements for the B is that like initially They weren't called DIMs. They're going to be called like BEX cards or BE cross cards. They
Well, no, they're
just
still
said
called BE cross cards for the external franchises.
Oh, okay. But like the one, well, at least then two things that I've noticed is that like now they added the dim like moniker to the Digimon stuff specifically, and they also have a logo now because initially they did not have any logos on any when they first announced this. Like there was no logos on the BE cards. They were just the B dims just had it was just blank and they just had the name at the bottom.
Yeah. Also, something particularly interesting: BE dims and BE crosses use different evolution systems?
Yeah, it looks like it. Which, I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. Like, you can't really apply Digimon growth
it makes
to
sense,
things.
but that means that they're programming into the bracelet two separate evolution systems.
Oh shit, you're right. This has got to be a Team A thing. Because, in my opinion, I think what happened is that I think what might have happened is that Team A did obviously the original Vital Brace. I think after they finished the Vital Brace, Team A moved on to work on the B, and Team B handled the Digivice V and the VBM stuff, which is kind of why they're kind of jank. And then Team A incorporated everything into one device, and they've been just kind of working on this based on like what you were saying, like based on like feedback they're getting from like fans and stuff. And Team B, instead of getting folded into the Vital Brace division, I think what Team B is working on are they were the ones working on the colors. So I think Team B is now working on the colors, so they're going to be like doing the Premium Bandai stuff, while Team A is working on the Vital Brace.
Yeah.
Because if you look, I don't know if you've seen any of the footage from the color. I was able to get a pre-order in for the brick red version 1. I still need to get a version 2 so that they can communicate with each other. However, one thing I've noticed that's a little disappointing about the colors is that they're emulating the original a little too much, to the point where they don't have the updated animations from the 20th.
Oh?
So like, remember in the 20th in the battle where like they'll hop and that's like kind of shows like, when they're dodging or something?
They're using they're just using the straight up original battle system from what I saw.
Yeah, they're just using the straight up original battle system. They're not doing any of the stuff that they introduced in the 20th.
How are they going to pull that off? Oh my god, this reeks of B-Team. Not that B-Team is bad, but
and I think the B-Team,
like you can tell it's B-Team from a mile away.
No, yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like if this was the A-Team, then this thing would have been like it would have been like a 25th anniversary. I think it would have had way more stuff. But like with this, it's just like there's a specific gimmick. That's kind of it. And like from what we've seen, the B-Team do, like as far as I'm aware, confirmed, we know that the Pendulum Z's with the B-Team, and with the Pendulum Z's, I mean that's kind of what the Pendulum Z was, where like they kind of continued doing what they were doing with the X, didn't do anything too crazy. They added jog wrestling, they changed the quest mode a little bit, and they added the shaking, and that was like kind of it. Like kind of just
B-Team plays it safe, and that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. And that's what they did with the VBMs too. Where the VBMs were like continuing the idea what the Vital Brace was doing, but like still playing it safe.
I hope that the transition over to BP doesn't mean the end of the Kamen Rider and Ultraman stuff, though.
What?
I hope that the transition over to BE doesn't mean the end of the Kamen Rider and Ultraman stuff.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Because I literally the only reason I haven't bought the Kamen Rider stuff is because I don't have the band for it.
I had the Kuga dim, and I got it to work a little bit with my Vital Pet, but like it didn't.
You can't upload.
No, we can't. It's very scuffed. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. But I mean, once we get the BE, I can raise. Like I need to get 0. At the very least, I need to get 0, 1, and X8.
Same.
For purposes.
Same. I definitely, because my big thing
Speaking
is
of which,
like,
they're making even more.
what?
Even more X801 universe.
Oh my
still
god!
Not done.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, because my big thing, I feel like, I feel like when it comes to the Kamen Rider and Ultraman stuff, I know that they did not sell too well.
Yeah, and the reason they didn't sell too well is because they had to share. They were tacked on at the end and weren't planned.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Wait, hold on.
I think that there's a chance.
Oh, that's not. Oh, that's not Itomo. I could have sworn I saw like a. I could have sworn that I saw like a. Let me look at the picture again. I could have swore I saw like the outline of Itomo, but maybe I am just a dummy.
I mean, there's definitely a. What's it called? There's definitely a Gulu specific mega. We know about that.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about then. I could have swore I saw a dim with this. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I just saw like a fan made dim and I was like, oh!
Maybe, but see, here's the thing. There are 3 secret megas on that dim. One of which we know is a returning Sakuyamon form. The other 2, we know one of them is a... No, not the screen freezing!
Oh.
Hold on, let me check on the...
Oh, Godzilla BM would be great.
It looks like you still got decent? Yeah, according to YouTube, we still have good connection.
Oh, okay. They're probably just tweaking it for a little second.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, it's just for Cypher. Ah, dang. Okay. Regardless, so. Where were we? Shoot, I totally lost my train of thought.
Something about Digimon. No, I'm kidding. It was something about the battle races.
Yeah. Right. This is completely off topic from what we were talking about before, but, something that just popped into my mind when we were talking about, oh right, that's what it was, the secret megas. Do we know what the 3rd secret mega on the Gamma dim is supposed to be?
When you mean the 3rd one, like which?
Detail mode.
3rd mega, you mean the one on the bottom of Spider Man?
The 3rd secret, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be Itomo.
Because like obviously one of them is the Gulus, and one of them is the Sakuyamon type. But I don't know what the 3rd one is.
Yeah.
Also, just this is a bit off topic, but I figured I'd ask if you guys are interested in it. I've been considering taking a page out of Dedicated Gazi's book and doing Half Dragon. That's what we're thinking about. We know one is Gulus's mega of the secret megas. We know one is the Sakuyamon type, but what's the 3rd one? Very hype, Elric. Very, very hype. The other one a new mega with that new perfect, that resembles, Zubamon. Some people are thinking it's a jogress between Zuba Eager and Luciamon, or whatever his name is. The samurai dude.
Oh, I can see that. Honestly.
So Half Draggy thinks that it's going to be a new mega for them. I'd be so down for that. I absolutely. That's the other thing. We don't have perfect or mega from Espamon yet. But it's possible that they might just do what they did with the Dim and shove Espamon in through Ludomon's line. There's a basis for that. Brywaludramon is based on... I'm probably mispronouncing this because it's Welsh, but it's based on Prydwen.
Okay.
Which is the name of King Arthur's shield, but it's also based on... But it's also the name of King Arthur's ship. Espamon's champion level, Hover Espamon, is clearly meant to be a Deep Saber's-esque Digimon. It's based on, like, the water hovercraft.
Okay.
Like, they're using, like, swamps and stuff. So it would line up, you could go in through that, especially given that you go Crack Team to what is essentially an advanced security Digimon. To the most advanced security Digimon. While still maintaining that kind of water theme, despite being a dragon made of nothing but shields and fire.
Yeah. I really, really hope that we do get to see Ragnarlord in the show. I mean...
Ragnarlord getting an animated appearance would be glorious.
It'd be so good.
We
Especially,
would finally have an understanding of what the fuck we're looking at!
Yes, not only that, but, like, we could finally see, like, what the fuck is in the middle of that thing. Because it's possible that could be its own Digimon.
It is its own Digimon. It's canonically its own Digimon. It has its own Digicore, I thought. No, wait, that's not true. It has its own consciousness. We know it has its own consciousness.
Yeah, I think but, like, you know, it was... I think, like, it's just something like they... Like, both Zuba and
Cypher,
Ludo...
you did not just quote etymology at me. You did not. Because that's not Aegis as in the shield of Ajax. That is Aegis as in the Aegean Sea.
Oh.
Yes, I've looked into this. I spend way too much effort on this kind of thing.
Because my thing is, like, you know, it's possible that I mean, the color of Gulu's Gamamon is that kind of shade of purple. It's a purple knight in the middle. Mm-hmm. That's possible. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it's possible. I want to see it. I want to see it. Now, Bill Cypher earlier mentioned...
The way it could go down is Espamon could become the shield, and then the core purple could be a Museumon Mega. It could be that the Mega we're building up to, that is the fusion of Zubamon and Museumon, is just Ragnarlordmon without its shield.
That would be fucking sick.
Oh yeah, it is based on the missile system, I forgot. Thank you, Cypher. But where does the missile system get its name? That's where the answer lies. Is it based on the Aegean Sea, or is it based on Ajax? That's what we need to find out.
It's like a chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill said earlier if the color does well, we get pendulum color. Absolutely. Bandai will forever find a way to make the pendulum, like, relevant again. They will do anything in their power to do that because they know it's the most popular V-Pet they've ever made.
What I sincerely hope is that the color does... So, like, if the color does well enough, that means Time is going to get some kind of input.
Hopefully.
If Time gets an input, we all know that the most requested thing for the color is going to be dim integration.
If they fucking do that...
If they do it, they will quite literally have created the perfect V-Pet.
Yeah.
We will not be able to ask for anything ever again.
I think that's why they probably wouldn't do it, just because that would be such a be-all, end-all. You know, they'd just be like, it's too powerful.
No, it is powerful enough that, it's a legitimate question we have to sit there and ask, because, like, think about it. It would quite literally be the most powerful virtual pet they ever had to release. All they would ever have to do is update it to the current, all they would ever have to do from that point forward for virtual pets, be it Digimon, Tamagotchi, everything in between, All they have to do is make a consistent virtual pet operating system and update it regularly. And we would eat it up, and we would buy everything, and we would never stop.
Yeah, I mean, they're already soft doing that with the Vital Brace. I mean, I'm 3 braces deep, like 3 releases deep. I was almost 4 because I was gonna buy the character watches. So, like, they have a system here. So, like, you know, if they don't do it with the color, if they would at least do it with the next, because, like, I love the Vital Brace, but, like, I'm unsure if we're going to continue to get releases past next year. I feel like next year's probably going to be it for the Battle Brace. So
I'm pretty sure now that we have multiple VE DIMs going up, as well as the fact that the VE is available, I think that the last round of DIMs is going to be the Frontier ones.
Oh, for the original? Yeah, for sure. For the OG Vital Brace, I think it's done. I mean, the app is already signs enough. Like, they also added new items to the app too, surprisingly enough, which is kind of weird. They like lower your vitals. But like the OG Vital Brace is done, but like the B, I feel like it's by next year, like the Vital Brace series in general is gonna be like done. I mean,
there's the Vital Down code when I needed it before.
I don't know why they added it now either. Like, it's kind of annoying. I'm like, if you guys could have done this the whole fucking time, why did you wait until now? Like,
yeah.
But in my opinion, I feel like just the Vital Brace series in general, like, you know, from OG to like B, I feel like it's gonna be done by next year, like the end of next year.
You think
or
the
even like
is only gonna last a year?
As far as its integration with Digimon. Like, I think they're gonna keep doing, like character stuff.
I mean, so I can see what you mean. I do think something that they seem to consider is that they really like the idea, or they think people really like the idea of an analog side to the Digimon. Like, there has to be some kind of physical aspect.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, sorry, my brain broke. I'm totally fine with that, but what I'm thinking about is if they do make this, like, the super pet, essentially, that's the only way I can see things going, because they're never, like, as well, regardless of how well the color does, they're never going to be able to get us to stop asking for DIMs back, now that we've had them.
Yeah.
So, the logical conclusion would be for the next pet to take the systems that the Vital Brace uses, the online battles, the memory card based rosters, and integrate them back into the classic pets, because, like, color screens, all of that, integrate them back into the classic pets, because that's all we've ever wanted. The only thing that we have to ask is the question of, essentially, how are they gonna, like, because there's one aspect about the VB that everyone seemed to like, with the drawback of something that not everyone was okay with. Not everyone was up for the idea of it being a fitness-based virtual pet.
Yeah.
But everyone loved the stealth factor of being able to just say it's a Fitbit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm the kind of person who I didn't want essentially a V-Pet with DIM compatibility. I didn't want the Vital Pet, essentially, to replace my bracelet. I wanted it because I needed to carry more Digimon.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I feel so bad for the Vital Pet project only being able to come out, like, on the tail end of literally with the the BE
Yeah,
at the same time, I feel so bad.
Well, not even just that. Like, it came out at the tail end of the Vital Braces, like the OG Vital Braces lifespan, while the BE is coming out, and there's now an English version of the Vital Brace.
Yeah.
That runs on the Digivice V firmware. So it's like, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I feel like it still could be a good opportunity to invest in it, just because like it could be like the ultimate like.
It could end up being the basis for how we. It could very well end up being the basis for the Vital Bracelet's continuation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, it could be like the ultimate hack device, because like you don't have to wear it as a bracelet. You already have it in its own thing. I'm thinking, honestly, since we're already, you know, I'm pretty certain. Actually, no, maybe I'll wait another year. Maybe I'll wait another year. I was gonna say, you know, because like the Frontier DIM is it. That's the last classic, I guess you could call it, DIM that's gonna come out. Everything after this is gonna be B DIMs. Yeah. So with that being said, the OG Vital Bracelet, I mean, the app is already starting to get dead. They definitely want us to buy a B if we want to continue to like experience like new things and stuff. So like essentially this is like all defunct, you know? Like it's not being officially supported anymore.
Yeah.
So if we were to start doing our own things, like making our own custom DIM based on the old firmware and stuff like that.
Currently, see, the only thing about that is that the BE has the best backwards compatibility we've ever seen.
True.
We will likely get BE versions. We've already been getting BE versions of Digimon that appeared in the previous DIMs. There's the possibility that we'll get BE versions of the previous DIMs, but the fact that the previous DIM firmware will continue to function on the the BE, means that a custom DIM made in the previous DIM style still technically could hurt sales.
True.
Because, like, you have to factor in, for the people who care about the competitive side of things, for the people who care about battling, you're absolutely going to end up with a scenario of them choosing the BE version, because that's the one that's going to have the most competitive battle system.
Yeah.
Not everyone's here for that. A lot of people, especially with the current version, are more focused on raising their favorites for the sake of raising their favorites. And so when you give those kinds of people the option between, here's a version that may be custom tailored to you, and here's a version that is just essentially a standard. Like, here's a version that appears on a random DIM that you may or may not like the roster of. They're gonna choose the first one because that's why they're here. So, full customization, full hacking, I'd say probably not yet. But one thing I can say, that like I personally want to work towards, and I will admit that, but now that storage is no longer a limited factor, Bandai probably doesn't care where you store your Digimon.
Oh yeah.
So I will continue to push for the idea of a fully, like, a way to transfer from the app or the bracelet into a different system that exists in a way that essentially, I want there to basically be a way to store a Digimon offline, for lack of a better term, just as like a preservation thing.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm real worried about the OG app.
Yeah, I mean, it has been stated we will be able to transfer everything in there. It's just a matter of how quickly you transfer everything. Yeah. But we do know that the regular bracelets are going to be compatible with the new app.
Yes.
So you don't need. So like, if you have a vital bracelet, you're gonna be able to transfer everything back and forth in time.
It's just like obnoxious, you know. It's like I'm gonna. I don't even want to go back and look at my storage screen on the original app because like I got a lot in there. Like it's a lot. I don't want to have to do that one at a time. I mean, technically,
I honestly don't understand why they don't just use. Like they literally have a system in place in order to facilitate fast transfer via login. Why not use that?
I don't know. I hope. I mean, the app is still like currently under development. Like we don't have like a release date yet. I'm gonna assume it's. I mean, it could come out at any time, really, because it's still compatible.
They really could drop it any time they want.
Yeah, like it's still compatible with our stuff, so like it should be coming out anytime soon. But like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like hopefully they're figuring that out. Like, I really hope they do figure that out because like it's again, it's kind of annoying that like, I mean, I have the OG brace, the V, the hero, and the pet. So like, I guess I could just load all of my existing vital braces that I have with like, you know, 2 Digimon each, and then like do it that way, but that's still a pain in the ass. Like,
yeah. It's gonna be a pain.
It's gonna be a pain, really.
It could drop right now while we're talking. You're right. Oh, but that reminds me. See, an app with a like if they put a Digifarm in the app, I would be super happy with that. But more so, I'm thinking that we need a offline, like, computer program or something. Because that way, at the very least, like, we'll have the ability to basically, like, transfer stuff back and forth as needed. Like, even if it involves getting a new computer or something, you'll be able to, like at the very least, you'll be able to save your Digimon somewhere where you don't have to worry about losing them all.
Yeah.
But something I remembered earlier that I wanted to ask, chat, while you guys are here. Something I've been considering doing, but I wasn't sure, so I wanted to get your guys' opinion, is taking a page out of Dedicated Gazi's book and actually, like, writing down, like, I guess, like, the lore behind the Digimon you see at the bottom of the screen. Would you guys be interested in that? Because, I mean, I do have, like, my reasons for each of them. I've told you about the concept of compressed megas and stuff. But I'm basically thinking, like, would you guys like to know the backstories of sorts?
That'd be a cool little video series for you to do.
Yeah. And it also means that I can stop explaining the origin of my love of Terriermon and Vmon, but never using them ever. Alright, cool. If you guys are up for that, then I'll probably do my next stream. I'm not sure when it will be, because Tuesdays are Monspiracy, when I'm able to. Thanks, school. I sure do love not being able to stream. But, if I find it, I might start streaming on Mondays, because my job at the museum that I work at, we're closed on Mondays throughout the school year, so that's a good day to stream.
There you go.
So I'll probably start doing that. And with that, we have reached the hour-and-a-half mark, so I'd say that's a pretty good place to end it, since we've been rambling off topic for at least an hour now.
Oh my god.
Okay, no, we haven't been for an hour, but, like, you get the idea. Oh, nice, I just blipped out of distance.
Oh.
Oh, I'm back. I am back. I don't know why. Sometimes it just doesn't... Oh! Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I need to find a better version of... I need to find a way to have my model work without destroying itself. But yeah, with that, I'd say we're gonna call it. Thank you everyone for coming, and we will see you on the next Monspiracy.
Bye!